Hello, I'm Lisa from the Wee House of Crochet and welcome to Knitcraft Christmas is Cal, and we are on my favourite bit, which is part 3. Now, part 3, I know some of you have looked at the finished bit and thought, oh my goodness. Well, part 3 is all about tapestry crochet. And you know we like to bring you something new in our Cal's new to learn. So tapestry crochet is what it does is it allows you to use 2 or more colours on the same row of a pattern. So what you do is you actually crochet over the colour that you're not actually using. What we're going to do is use treble stitches. Now I've already actually done the first 2 rows, so you should probably be around about there. So I've done the first 2 rows of part 3 just because the first 2 rows are purely trebles. But what happens is we're using trebles because obviously when you pull through your first loop, what it kind of does is locks the yarn that you're not using down, so that it's not popping back through your stitches. A lot of people tend to use a double crochet, but I personally prefer the treble because it lock that unused yarn into place. Anyway, so what you do is you just use the colour that you need at the time and then crochet over the other one. And you just pick them up and drop them off as you need them. So for this, what you will find here in the pattern is this. Now, a lot of you are going to go, oh my, I can't, it's really small to see, but it's actually really hard to put into a pattern. So on the Facebook page, we will be uploading the Excel spreadsheet for it so that you can literally, if you're on your iPad or your laptop, you can just scroll across. So if you have a look at this chart here, I've printed, what you will see are all these little squares. Now each one of these squares represents a treble crochet. So what we do, sorry for knocking the camera, we start at row 1 and we work across. We do turn our work, but row 2 we then go back again following the chart. So you can see that the first 2 rows of this are just trebles. Then you'll see that we go on to row 3. So row 3 shows you got 1, 2, 3, 4 colour A stitches, and then you've got 1 colour B, and then 4 colour A, 1 colour B, 5 colour A, 1 colour B, and then all the way across again. So you need to, this is why we've given you the Excel spreadsheet, because you need to obviously make sure you're counting these stitches. We've not done a written pattern for it because it's too complicated. So you are following a chart. And with the Excel spreadsheet, it is easy because you're just going to tab across to count your stitches. It's worked from left to right. So what the pattern says is that each square on the grid represents a stitch. Start at the bottom right hand corner next to the number 1 and work from the right to the left on the first row, and then from the left to the right on the second row, and so on until the end of the pattern. So they're just trebles, nothing complicated. So the pattern says using yarn A and a 4mm hook, row 1, chain 3 counts as 1 treble. 1 treble in each stitch until the last 2 stitches, and then skip. You can see I've done mine there. Skip until the last 2 stitches. Skip the next stitch and then treble into the last, and this will give you 145 stitches. And you do need to keep your stitch count on this. It's going to be quite difficult to lose any anyway, but you do need to stick to 145 stitches for this. Again, you know, if you do find you've got the odd one, then just try and do a decrease in the middle, because you need to get these right so that your snowflakes line up. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Right, so that was row 1. Row 2, again, it is, you know, following the chart. It's a treble all the way across. So I'm going to move on to row 3, and I need to get my other yarn. Let me get my white. Because all we're going to be doing is using yarn A and yarn B. So that's ready for me. So let me get my Excel spreadsheet. So I'm on row 3. So row 3, I'm working on the right side. And what row 3 is telling me, and I'm actually going to join my yarn in now, I think. No, I'm not. I'll wait until I've done this next stitch, the next 4. So it's telling me that I have got 1, 2, hang on. Lost my cursor. Where's my cursor gone on my laptop? All right, there it is. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4 trebles. So when you're doing these, this blanket's too long. When you're doing these, so don't forget the first one was the chain 3 though. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and then because that counts as a treble, and then it's 1 and 2. So that's 3 treble. So that's 3 trebles done. And then we're going to do the last 4th treble before we pick up our new colour. Now, what I want you to do is watch quite carefully. So this is a treble. We'll pull through. Okay, I've got 2 stitches on my hook. What you need to be doing now is before you make a colour change, you need to finish off your last stitch with the new colour. And the reason being is so that you get the next one is a full stitch. Okay, so I've now got my new colour, and that stitch doesn't look any different, but I have got the 4 stitches that it's asked for. So you know how I'm always saying I work over my tails? Well, this is where it comes in handy. So the next stitch is where you can see it's filled in with black. That means that I need to do my yarn B. So yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, pull through 1. Now on that chart I'm only doing 1 yarn B, so I'm going back to grey, so I actually need to finish it off with the grey. So you can see I've just got that one there. Then looking at the spreadsheet, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches in grey. So I'm working over this white now. So yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop. Now what you'll see is when I pull through there, it's kind of locking that in place there. And then pull through another one. Can you just see how that white one's just sitting there quite nicely? Right, so it's asking me for 4 of my yarn A, so that's 2. This is my second. This is my third. And try not to do these too tight because you don't want the tapestry bit coming in a lot. It is going to come in, but so I've done 3. Now I'm going to do my 4th one before I use my white again. So this is the start of my 4th stitch, and I'm going to finish it off with the white. You'll get really quick at this as well, this changing colour. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook. Now I've only got to do 1 white, so I'll finish that stitch off with the grey. So I've now got 2 white. Then I've got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grey. So there's 1, so you can see there's just they're the bottom bits of the snowflake. And I'm working over my yarn. So this is number 2 and 3 and 4 and my last one is the 5th, and because it's my last one, I just want to finish it off with the next colour. So I'm doing my next one is in my new colour, and it's only one, so I actually need to finish it off with the grey. And then the pattern is saying 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches in grey. One, two, 3, and my last stitch in grey, which is 4. So remember, I'm just gonna finish it off with the new colour, and then work the next stitch in the new colour, but finish it off with the next colour. And that's the start of tapestry crochet. So you've got the bottom 4 stitches. The rest of your of row 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just counting, by the way. 40, 41, 42, 43. Still counting. So you need to do 102 trebles in your yarn A. So this is the bit, I'm still working over that tail. So there's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 . 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you're literally just going to do that all the way across now until you get to the last lot of stitches, and you'll work exactly the same on the opposite side. So I'm probably just going to finish it there. This will take me all the way to row 4. So if you can finish this, do those finish off row 3, and I'll see you again at row 4, and we'll do another row. Okay.